Hello, hello. So, number two, this is try number two. I was sharing and doing some checks, and my internet connection was horrible. So, those of you on Facebook were getting like a really, really bad transmission. So, I am back for take number two. My topic today is fear of public speaking 101. So number one fears that people have of public speaking is what just happened to me, that you'd be doing public speaking and something like screw up with the audio or your PowerPoint presentation and you're like, what am I going to do? Well, good example. I realized wasn't working for part of my audience, turned it off and went, I should just go in the house and call it a day. Nah, I'll come back. This is good information. I think that people really do need it. And for those of you that are challenged with anxiety, public speaking has additional challenges, right? Anybody can fear public speaking. Absolutely anybody can fear public speaking. The thing is that if you do fear public speaking, how do you know that you fear public speaking? How do you really know? So if you got to speak up in a meeting and you feel like you're just gonna be sick, you may have public speaking, okay? If you have to do a presentation, you feel dizzy or you feel faint or you actually pass out, you may have fear of public speaking, right? Public speaking affects people in different ways. For me, this would happen to me over and over and over again. Early on in my career and as a kid, if I had to do, a presentation in class, the dreaded frog in the throat. Oh, I would like, I got this one. I know the answer. Or it was one of those the teacher called on you. And when it was about my time, I was like, oh, thank God, I know the answer. I can answer this question. And I would go to open my mouth and the big frog in the throat. It would come out like a high-pitched squeal or a squeak. It was just horrible. It was horrible. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And I was, I felt like I just wanted to go under my desk and people are looking like, what is she trying to, what? Say what? And I would just be so embarrassed. And I would just tell myself, I'm not doing this again. I'm never doing, I don't want another teacher to call on me. So again, anybody can actually fear public speaking. But what do you do to get over that, right? And if you have anxiety, added challenges. Is it impossible to get over? Absolutely not. It is absolutely not impossible to get over. So I am on Facebook and I'm trying to do some shares here. And I'm trying to multitask and I'm just not doing a great job at it. So there we go. There we go. All right. So there's my button to post it. So yes, I'm actually multitasking. I have my Instagram audience out there as well as I have a Facebook audience. So I'm doing the multitasking today. Can you tell? Right? So it's a big change. I used to do it quite a bit. Then I went on a 2-week vacation and, I got back and started doing this. Facebook has changed a little bit. Instagram has changed a little bit. YouTube has changed a little bit. So I had to relearn or actually learn some new stuff. But that's okay because I've gotten over the fear of making mistakes. Now, if you didn't know me 15, 20, 30 years ago, yeah, I would have already either, ran off the camera crying or just cut everything off and called it a day because I had such a fear of public speaking. I was also an introvert, so I didn't like the crowds anyway. And that's why I decided to do this today, because so many people do have fear of public speaking. And there are some things that you can do to get over. So let's talk about it, right? So some of the stuff I said, I call this fear of public speaking